if you go to twitch.tv, I will be on one of the streams that rotates on the front of the page, on the homepage. I guess it's called Twitch homepage. It should be maybe called Twitch homepage, but same idea, right? I think it's specifically the UK viewers. I think there's like different layers of Twitch front page where it's like you can get your regional viewership, and then you can get like actual front page, which is kind of even bigger. So yeah. I'm in Australian. I'm there. Yeah, maybe it's just for like English-speaking countries. I'm front page. Because actually, when I had UK for only front page once, and it wasn't as effective as this. It was very. It's like plus 200 viewers or something. You found us there and you clicked on us? Hell yeah, that's awesome. Hope you're enjoying the StarCraft too. And front page for Canadian. Yeah, maybe it's just like English-speaking territories. That would make sense, wouldn't it? I am Mentos. Thank you for the 45-month resub on the Prime, guys. Let's get into our finals. It is a best of 5 here between the blue Protoss in the top right-hand corner. It is MaxPax taking on the red Terran in the bottom left. We have Team Liquid's Cure. Now, they already met earlier today. It was not pretty for Cure, so kind of hoping that he comes up with a bit of a better answer. You know, a chance to learn from that series and go again. Be interesting to see what happens. Okay, apparently we're just front page for a bunch of you guys all over. So I'm just talking nonsense. It's just we're just on front page. I didn't realize we were on like front page, to be honest. Yeah. I still think there's different like levels of priority you can get, but honestly, I'm also probably talking out of old information because I've not kept up with Twitch stuff for a long time. I just log on and stream, you know, like you know, I want to cast some StarCraft. We make an event, we log on, we cast some StarCraft, you know. It ain't that I don't make it that complicated, you know, so it's pretty chilled out on my side. Take a couple moments to get settled in here. Thank you so much, Captain Canada 12 for the 6-month resub. Again, my numbers are upside down. 6-month resub on the Prime. Thanks for all you do. Thank you so much for supporting it, mate. Again, I would not be the same without your guys' support. Say it a lot, but we really mean it. Want to just take another game, 2.5 minutes in. That's pretty peaceful. Been pretty chill so far here, as we just have a few probes going to move about. And yeah, bunker going to finish up. A few Marines going to jump inside. And the factory will be done in a few moments as well. So yeah, that factory finished, and see what QS build in general is going to be. It is a reactor on the barracks, so we're not going to see that kind of faster cyclone, which we've been seeing, like I say, a lot of. We just saw a bit of it with Gun vs. MaxPax as well. As the 2 Marines and the Reaper will go after this Adept, which commits in for 2 SCVs, so not a bad Adept commitment at all. Adept will go down, but 2 SCVs early is really nice to grab. It doesn't delay the CC or anything, but still nice to get in there and get some damage done. Couple gates coming through. I'm just going to see the blink coming up. Warp gate coming online. I have a robo facility building as well, so we get that up. A couple Marines in the siege tank. Continue through as we just see the Stalker going to get there. The Hellion will take a little bit of damage. Obviously, Cure just trying to poke around and see what's going on the other side. Siege tank going to be finishing very shortly as well. Get that out and get this all ready to roll with the blink coming through, the Stalker coming up. We have ourselves the Robo Facility and Gateway both building online as we speak. Tank is just going to siege, and we have that siege getting in as well. Hellion still journeying about just a little bit here. Yeah, a couple extra barracks still building up. Obviously, Cure just building into the 3-rack setup now, and not really much of anything else otherwise, right? Very passive still. Just a tank Marine. I mean, this feels like we're just going to go through 3 racks and like a tank push, essentially. Maybe like stim combat +1, and then like real just commitment of like a lot of tanks super early in the game. Obviously, we'll have the tanks defensively too. It's pretty interesting as the probe pulls back toward the natural. Observer is coming online. I'm just going to get that finished up at the Nexus. Going to be ticking along as well, currently about halfway done. These Stalkers will warp in, heading toward the natural. Siege Tank is going to be taking some shots. And actually goes down pretty quickly as the Prism backs up. Another tank will Siege Tank on the low ground setting up as well. Stimpack +1 coming through, the charge on the way. We have ourselves a little shove around the other side. But I mean, overall, we're defending, right? 4 Stalkers dead, a tank goes down. I mean, as far as it goes, I feel like Kyo's position is still very stable. He heads into a starport now. Just got to deal with this Prism. This is the annoying part, where the Prism has the ability to keep these Stalkers alive and get them into scary positions. And you obviously have the Blink as well. It's just not a great way to really deal with that without getting like a early Viking or so. Obviously, Q is okay with taking some damage because as MaxPax just scoured, he's on 3 command centers. So the economy is there for Q to really play a little bit of a longer game. So he has that kind of a little bit of better economy, so that's absolutely fine. Stim Combat and +1 all coming through too. As you just see, +1 charge coming up, Temple Archives coming in. Get that done. I'm very intrigued as to whether Q can do much getting onto the map. Obviously, maybe he doesn't need to because he's triple CC, but maybe there's still an opportunity as those upgrades finish. And Temple Archives about to complete. The gateways will be completing too. +1 charge also coming up. A few Stalkers are going to be there. Marines pushing back the other way. A couple tanks firing back the other way as well. Orbital lands, a few Stalkers step forward. And the rest of the bio continuing through as we just settle in. +1 in the storm. We'll continue to come around there as we just have the army continue to push up to the front. The few Zealots are going to unload into this mineral line. SCV is obviously going to be in trouble, and this is where Q gets tested a little bit because now MaxPax is going to stretch out the aggression in multiple places. Warps into the main base as well. Q is just going to say, I'm going to go. Well, that's going to be a lot of dead SCVs. He's ahead on army supply. Storm is not done for a few more moments, but I think Storm will finish. I mean, these Stalkers have to realize something's up. No, they're looking around. There's no army here. Recall back home. I mean, the High Templars are there on that third base. Recharge. Storm's not done for a few more seconds. Q is not going to get the chance to dive on those, so Storm will complete. Can the tanks zone out those High Templar well enough? Here runs into the natural here, going to let the tanks do their thing, runs up to the high ground. Storm actually hitting a lot of the Zealots, killing Stalkers even. High Templar get targeted by the tanks in the back. Last Storm goes down, that's it. The Storms are gone, and Cure has a lot of units left. He's going to continue to run through. There's a lot of Zealots that just warped in as well. He is reinforcing across the map, though. A lot of probes dying, if nothing else. He is getting some serious damage done in return to MaxPax. As we will see this medevac going down, but like I said, the reinforcements are coming across the map in good numbers. It's the 4th base of MaxPax that will go down in the next few moments. It's 53 to 23 army supply. Additional High Templars being warped in. Are we still a little bit afraid? I feel like the tech units that MaxPax is building is still going to give him some opportunity to play defense here. Get another Storm available. An Archon just morphed in. The Immortals coming out. Definitely some chances. Uses the feedback, though, with the High Templar energy, so rather just remove a medevac. Going to see a bunch of pylons here that would all be great targets. We're actually just going to dive onto the army, though. The Archon's going to be immediately in some trouble. One Archon going down, the second being chased. Going to get back to a battery, and that's the point where we say, okay, we'll just hang up back a second and just take a moment. Another gateway going down. The other units coming in from the other side. Storm comes onto the bio. Forces Zealots are charging through. Bio continues to kite back. The defense is going to be made by MaxPax. But Cure did damage, and he's on his way to a 4th base, while MaxPax's 4th base died. The one thing he also needs to add on is the Ghost Academy. He's going to need Ghosts if he's going to continue fighting against the current army comp of MaxPax, sorry. And you can see that Ghost Academy starts now. Cure is in full agreement. This game did not end. Now he must get Ghosts to actually deal with the tech of MaxPax properly, rather than just trying to overwhelm and dodge. That's not going to work forever. Wow, that was very scary for MaxPax, but he hangs on in there. Like I say, takes a lot of damage in the process. Instantly is going to be like, hey, I want to step onto the map. Prism going to go down the right side. Going to try to see Q get that 4th base set up. So again, it's going to be a scary moment or two, dealing with that kind of, CC in one location and everything else elsewhere. You have the few Ghosts continuing to produce army being added on, extra barracks coming in. We're going to kite backwards here. Widowmine is going to get some good blasts onto a couple of Zealots. The Prism hits the natural expansion. Let's check on that in a moment, though, because this fight is actually pretty intense right now. It's very important to see if Q can hold on against this. Storm's coming down. Has to respect the Storm. Second Storm going to push you back even further. So many Storms available. Q is in trouble. And like I say, his main and natural are under heavy fire as well. He's going to have to give up the third base. Storms on the SCVs as they leave, and it's just all gone wrong. The counter from MaxPax is very, very good. I mean, this is just the cost of Q committing to an attack early and not having the correct tech in play, right? Like, not having ghosts available. Not being able to threaten this army at all means the High Templar can just march towards you, storm as they see fit, and you just can't do anything about it. And that's because he was committing to that early attack. Well, I really thought Q had this game, but MaxPax is going to bring it back. That's a pretty sick defense from him on the other side. I wonder if Q, I mean, I understand why he went into the main, but I wonder if he... If the tanks were a bit further forward and could have zoned the High Templar better when he was on the natural, that could have just made the world of difference. Because then, I feel like him never being able to join the main force up with reinforcements, like having to trade out everything from the initial army, lost him some of the momentum which he maybe could have kept otherwise. Now going across the map, a couple of ghosts coming across there as well. A couple of zealots will step through. Storms come in. He's going to see a couple more zealots charge forward. Storm coming down. We are going to see a couple of Archons trying to close the distance. I mean, there's just no hope for Q. This is not good enough. That's a couple of Storms that typically bring out the GG, and MaxPax is going to take game 1 of this best of 5 final. It was a very good fight from Q. I really thought he had this game, actually. But MaxPax, man, just able to just hang on in there. In the bottom left-hand side, the Blue Protoss, who will take the 1-0 lead, surviving through the trials and tribulations of that previous game. It is MaxPax up against the red Terran player. It is Q. Game 2 of our series. As we get underway. A little probey across the map to start us out. A little bit of scouting early. Like I said, Q can be a very tricksy play. He can come up with some really devastating builds sometimes, but not really cranking any of those out just yet. I mean, that last game was cool, 3cc, but then actually still looking for that. I mean, I think he just saw the chance to get across the map and get some work done, right, and really dove for it, so it's cool to see as the probe will nibble at the SCV, some damage done, some damage going the other way. Both those SCVs trying to find that opportunity, but not really getting much done at the moment. Getting commands in the building, Reaper on the way out. Just having the orbital command about to finish, so orbital finishes up. CC is still very much so on the way through. Cybercore coming over. Up the bunker into the natural. CC still building through. Reaper is actually going to go up against the Zealot for a couple of swipes. With a micro, but we will be able to kill the Zealot with the Reaper, and it goes down. As it falls, we'll have the Adept going to start shading out onto the map a little bit as well, so it's just going to start heading straight through. There's that Twilight Council building the main base of MaxPax, so we're getting that on the go, and yeah, orbital coming up, we get that ready. It's going to be seeing the starport and so coming through as well at the moment, as we have A little bit of extra coming up for now. So the depths will continue to shade. Straight into that blink upgrade. MaxPax into the Stalkers again. I've seen a day where we've actually seen Hero playing some Stargate and stuff. It's worth mentioning maybe that the Twilight Council and the blink is on the way up. Yes, it maybe is the expectation, but it's definitely not the given based on what we've seen today. So worth noting the tech choice. Two additional gates continue through. We just have Robo and the gate continuing up, so we bring that all in. The Stalker's going to get that. That Hellion already taking some damage. We'll drop the blink coming up as well, about halfway done. Gateway in the Robo facility also producing through. Does the Reaper regenerate while it's inside a bunker? Yeah. Everything just acts as normal when inside a bunker, I'm pretty sure. Because you can even stim units inside a bunker, they lose HP and stuff, so I imagine everything just acts as regular. Beyond just, you know, the Reaper in particular. As the couple of Stalkers gather, the Prisms chrono boosting on the Robo facility. Get ourselves the barracks down in the main base, and the few Stalkers will begin to head out onto the map. Is Clem still on holidays? Yeah, he's on vacation right now. Fear not, we'll have Clem playing in the WardiTV Summer Championship. He's seeded into Group Stage 2, but he will be playing, so he's still going to come play some StarCraft soon, guys. Just not today. That's probably one of the worst blinks that you'll see MaxPax make. Into range of 2 tanks immediately, and not having enough Stalkers to really jump on the first tank to, you know, kill it off immediately either. Definitely creates issues very, very quickly there. Let's see the few Marines continue to play the zoning game over to the corners. Can you stim Marines and put them in a bunker? Yes, you can stim Marines while they're inside of a bunker. That's what I was saying. So if you have Marines in a bunker, you can click the bunker and press stim. And the units inside will stim. So units act as per usual in a bunker like they usually do. They're just protected. They're in a little house, man. So that's the only difference. This few Stalkers going to put the work in. A few of the Marines and the SCVs take some damage. The Prism gets pushed away through the upper right-hand side. Bit of a push going in. The Prism is going to be taking some damage as well, as you can see. So still trying to be annoying, though, and it is giving Marines back as Kyo wants to get in position. Army supply favors Kyo, but again, he's got a lot back. Then again, MaxPax has the Prism across the map as well, with Stalkers inside too. He's not going to go forward, though. He's not going to find the chance to push Secure, but rather return home and continue to press this issue on any further for now. Marines to step in. A couple Stalkers lift back into the Warp Prism. We stim back across through that natural. We do have the Charge and the Immortal continue to come up. Forge is going to build. A few extra probes are coming online. Main Cure building a 3rd Command Center as well, looking to get onto the map perhaps. Yeah, that's a fun interaction too, just brought up in chat, talking about like fun interactions of stuff inside of things. If you put an SCV with auto repair on and then a damaged mechanical unit in a medevac, the SCV will repair the unit while inside the medevac. Yeah, it's stuff really interacts as you would kind of expect it when inside, because it basically considers next to, so yeah, it's kind of cool. Completely useless. No one's ever done this. It's probably been used like 3 times throughout the entire history of professional StarCraft, but you know, today you learned. This is a genuine 99% useless fact by Fear Dragon. If you want to, if you actually want to know more like things like this, you should watch Fear Dragon's 99% useless facts series. He has a lot of info where it's like things you probably never even thought of, but then some actual very cool things that crop up as well. 9% very useful fact is that Kira is in this natural and dealing damage, obviously taking a lot of SEV damage on the other side. But Storm is an eternity away this time, and we are going to see the tank actually going to be saved in the background as well. Kira, not bad at all on the first wave of this, and as he cleans up the Zealots at home, he's ready to push back into the natural again. Robo Facility will not be repowered. Storm is getting closer. Storm is very scary because these units are low. The Medivacs are low energy as well, so Storm can be a real killer to these right now. I don't know if Kira's better. I don't think he wants to push in the main. I think ideally you just go kill the third. You could kill I mean, I don't think he gets to kill the third, though. I think a Zealot Warpin would probably stop him. Pull him back and try and let the Widow Mines do work. High Templar from the right side. Completely whiffs the first Storm, if I'm honest. Next Storm, honestly, hits a little bit too far to the edge as well. And now we're going to dive up to the third base with reinforcements, and that makes Kira's army look way scarier as he steps up and says, I am competitive in this best of 5. There was a very close game 1, but game 2 actually does look like Kira will be able to close it out after taking an aggressive shove to the other side of the map. Kira getting in, and Kira will take game 2 because he's up double the supply right now. I don't think Storms and Zealot Warpins are going to save you here, MaxPax. Probes have to evacuate, so there's not even really the economy to do the things that you want to do here as MaxPax anyway. Even if you can pull off miracles, this one really is asking a little bit too much. He's gonna... he believes, man. He's like sitting on the main base with a couple High Temple Warp, and he's like, I could do it, bro. Don't doubt me. I can still bring this off. Bring this out. I can still get this done. I will get rid of the Zealot. The unit's still going down. This really is. I mean, just all the structures going down. I mean, again, MaxPax trying everything possible. He is thoroughly in belief that he could maybe get 2 or 3 good Storms, clean up this army, and somehow counterattack. Which is a little bit of the stretch of the imagination, to say the least, right now. I think it's pretty fair to say that should never really happen, even if Storm is pretty good. Kira is going to walk headfirst into both of those Storms, though. And almost justifies MaxPax's decision to stay in the game, even starting reinforcement would have been fine. Another couple Storms are good. I know, guys, someone's about to tell me that Protoss is OP. Look at Storms go, but these are also Storms that are, you know, Kira diving up the main base ramp because MaxPax just doesn't want to leave the game. They're not quite, you know, your usual Storms. Let's be fair, I suppose. GG gets called. Kira ties us up 1-1 in the best of 5. Hell yeah. By, like, events in the past. Stuff like that I think would be very cool if we had, like, if we just had, like, an endless budget, we could just pay a bunch of people to sit around and not just play, you know, reasonably good practice games. I think that stuff would be awesome. Maybe you enter as a team of 5. Okay. And as a team, you have to decide, you have like a bunch of buffs, but you can only use 1 buff per game. So as a team, you have to decide which buff you're going to use in each team. So like, for example, match 1 is, you know, against whoever, say Hearthstone, and you're like, okay, the only buff we need to use against Hearthstone is... Well, actually, we don't need a buff to beat Hearthstone. Boom, you just send one guy out, 1v1, you win, right? Second game, second match, you play someone else, you're like, oh, we're going to have to 2v1 this guy. So you use your 2v1 buff or something. That would actually be pretty fun. That would genuinely be a very fun format. Game 3 of our finals here in the WardiTV Mondays 47.5. Engineering Bay block to start us off. Forces MaxPax to the third location, just to see if that causes anything here. Star fight where you have to box each other. Yes, that's what we need. and you have to play the StarCraft with the boxing gloves on. It's amazing we've solved it. Kikai, thank you so much for the 55-month resub. Appreciate it. Well, Hellions on the way. Again, because that third base is out of location to normal, you can try and abuse that with some Hellion run-bys. I imagine that's the idea right now. Sorry, it's 1-1, guys. I missed the score. If you were a billionaire, you'd run another GSL versus the world. Look, if someone in chat could just go out and make like a mega successful company and just sponsor StarCraft for the rest of the time, that'd be really appreciated. You know? Just saying. Wouldn't that be wild? Alright, barracks. Swaps. Hellions are out. They got rid of a Stalker. The problem here is guessing which way the Hellions are going to go. And they're going to go into the main... Uh-oh. This is genuinely bad. 4 Hellions. Going to hit this mineral line. And there is no defense. Going to get a couple more probes stacked up there. A couple more. MaxPax is in trouble, man. This is terrible. Losing a Stalker across the map actually just really did remove the amount of defense he had available. And diving the main was the correct call. 2 Stalkers had warped in on the natural. On the 3rd location. So the main base was the more exposed area. Great call by Kua for 11 probe kills. Really is a great bit of damage done already. Stalker's pushing up the other side. Bunker will take a couple of shots. Some damage being done. These Stalkers gathering, seeing if there's any opportunity for them, but I really think there is in the next few moments. Tanks coming now. There's not a lot of Stalkers either. MaxPax obviously hurting from that early game damage. He's not going to have as much as he usually would here. As he tries to get something in the main base, loses a Stalker, so we'll see the MaxPax is not exactly doing great over here either. This has genuinely been a good start from Kua. Is he looking to get 2-1 up? Oh, I'm excited. Genuinely excited if Kua can win. What a great turnaround from what we saw earlier. Just because Kua got so, bossed around by MaxPax early on, I actually see him like bouncing back right now and looking so good. It's very cool. Action move, Starport takes a position. Stim combat +1 coming up. Nice catch on the obs. Upgrades are about to be done. And MaxPax is building a Dark Shrine. That's a real great thing to have, maybe down the line. That is not something that's going to help you in the next couple of moments here. If Kua comes and pushes into you, though. So that could be a real problem here very soon. Kua's just not moving out, though. Wow. He's only going to drop. Oh, he wants to catch the Stalkers. Wow. Doesn't warps in the DTs. This is going to be bad for Cure. Because he's going to get hit by DTs, not really have an answer. Like, this is nice. Catching these Stalkers is amazing. That's a great move. The not great move is dying to the DTs. And they're hitting the main base right now. He kills all but one Stalker. Don't get me wrong, that part is great. But like I say, the DTs show up. And the problem is, now that the DTs are a thing, you've got to make sure you've got scans to attack across the map as well. 11 SCVs go down. This scan is good to kill multiple Dog Templar, to be fair. So that's one of the better scans you're going to get. Needs to keep scans for across the map because he needs to be able to scan here. If DTs get warped in. Tank should get saved by the Medivacs. Yep, nice. Pull up the ramp. Just sit on the ramp. No, the tanks drop to the low ground. Mistake. Loses one of them to that mistake, but only the one. These Zealots just getting absolutely murdered. Trying to run up here is not going well. Zealots from the other side now, but they're not in a Guardian shield. Cure is going to be able to get rid of all of this, jump onto the Immortals, and he's going to have free reign on a mineral line, I'd imagine, in the next few moments. He could go for pylons as well. MaxPax can see that this one is done. Cure takes a 2-1 lead, and he's up in this best of 5, a map away from winning. What's up? They call me T-Tot88. Thank you so much for the 7-month resub on the Prime. Can't ever just say hi without you making it awkward. Yeah, I mean, this does happen a lot, you know, to be fair. I can't deny that we do, in fact, have, you know, Ellie typically comes in and I put her on camera. Game number 4, MaxPax down in game. Can he pull it back to get a game 5? Or does Cure take the tournament? Hey, what's up, Eternal 007? Thank you as well for the 10-month resub on the Prime. If only MaxPax played offline, Silent versus MaxPax in Grand Finals. If he ever does, it will be one of the sickest days of StarCraft 2 ever. That is for sure. Going about a little bit of action, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I'm an American football fan. If so, who's my team? I am. I don't really have a team. I support a lot of teams. Like, I just enjoy watching. So, I just watch teams that are fun to watch. You know? Because I've never grown up with a team, so obviously you watch the teams that are fun to watch. So, in the last, you know, initially that was the Chiefs a bit, but I've been really liking the Lions this last couple of years. They've been really fun to watch. Helen supports the Titans. Not quite so fun to watch, but she decided to pick the Titans. I'm a little bit all over with teams. I wouldn't say I really have a favorite team. I just enjoy watching it all, you know. I guess, like, if you gave me a matchup, I could tell you who I cheer for out of two teams. It's completely, like, I probably just have, like, an internal ranking, but it's very hard for me to, like, pick one out of the crew out of everyone, you know. Hey, what's up? Dazed and Confused. 3-year resub. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much. Do I have a favorite StarCraft 2 player? Bjorn. Because, yeah, why not? He's fun to watch. He plays and everything. He was very nice to me when I started casting back in the day. Hard not to love Bjorn. He gave me a gift at EWC. He gave me a Bjorn jersey. I said, thanks for inviting me to all the tournaments. I'm like, bro, I don't invite you to anything. You just play, you just qualified them all. Nice little catch on the Reaper there. And take that down. I've been fixing for Bjorn. No. Bjorn would tell you that I've probably never given him an easy group in his life. We had that tournament recently where I invited Bjorn. It was Bjorn, Clem, Reno, and MaxPax. I was like, hey Bjorn, do you want to play a tournament? He's like, yeah. I'm like, here's the group. He's like, what? He didn't even say that. He was just like, okay. He just showed up. Showed up, got third place. Actually didn't say anything about it, honestly. It's kind of funny. There's another game where MaxPax is just doing stupid amounts of damage early. This has happened a few times today, no? Just like stupid early damage that Q is just not in position to stop. I don't know if Q is just taking risks to try and get into better positions, and like some of them are being exposed and found out. This is bad, man. Like, this medevac is on the map, the stalkers just show up, and you just get so much done. You'd have said we need Cyril. Yeah. Yeah, Bjorn knows Cyril ain't fine enough. Uh-oh. That medevac took a moment to turn away, took some extra shots. Does get out, though. And thank you, Hangadang, for the Prime sub. Appreciate it as well. Thank you so much. I'm a Newcastle fan. I mean, I don't really follow English football, but, like, I am from the Newcastle-ish area, so yes, I like to see them do well, I guess. But I really don't follow it, so... Couple more tank shots. Damage there, +1 charge coming through. Immortal and some gateways coming online as well. The Robo Bay coming up currently. Q with this move across the map. I feel like we've seen this in all the games. Q just hits a move out and he's like, okay, let's see what I can do. This is with the boys, though. You know? There's an opportunity here, because MaxPax has no splash for once. He also has no batteries. He has to fight right here. The siege tanks go straight after the sentry, now going after stalkers. The SCVs did some serious work, but the tanks are still here, and they are still kicking. Next tank will siege up a bit further forward. That battery's about to finish, but we should be able to kill it. That's an interesting force field. Marines stim again. We dive through what we're going for. The sentry, the immortal, the stalkers pulling back, so those units get exposed. They do get away. It's going to get dangerous for Q now because this wave of zealots is going to be very difficult to deal with. He puts himself right between the tanks. Talk about a good position. Can the tanks do enough? They've honestly shelled away at so much. Extra Marines show up. I mean, he's done a lot of damage if nothing else, but remember, he pulled workers to make this attack happen. Last few Marines trying to get some extra work done here. We lift, we leave. And yeah, Cure's down 15 workers. Losing that medevac's rough. New siege tank showing up. It's that wave of zealots that came in from that left-hand side. Those guys showing up and just whacking away at this at the tank line really made it difficult. Great job from MaxPax. This was still not an easy hold despite an early game that, you know, went in his favor a little. And still not necessarily an easy hold right now. Does going to use a good force field. Gets the tank. I don't think Marines alone are going to do this anymore. I'm actually going to pull a few more SCVs. I wonder if Q's regretting not pulling the SCVs from the main. Like, a few more SCVs to tank against the initial wave of zealots, and maybe we never got to this point. Additional zealots out down the bottom. Getting ready to run through. Let's see one zealot going down. You're going to see the medevacs dropping in the main base. I mean, I like that. But the reality is that MaxPax has economy, and MaxPax can build as he needs to at this point in time to more or less see himself into a very solid position, into most likely a victory screen, and for us, into a Game 5. Marines coming about, Zealot will take some shots. Stalker's gonna be good for a medevac, just gonna be seeing the rest of the bio continue to fight. A couple of Zealots still taking some damage. And we'll be seeing a couple more Zealots going down. A couple probes coming through. The tanks and the Marines are gonna pull back as well. The CVs are gonna pull forward. I mean, we're gonna try our best to get rid of that Colossus and give us a chance here, and to be fair, Q is gonna make a good go of it, but the reality is there's so much Protoss underneath anyway. And GG is called. We go to a final game of this event. I love it. Beautiful. All right. Mystery revealed. Game 5. Last game of the day, guys. We appreciate you all joining us. We've got 40 minutes left on the front page, so we'll hang about and chat for a little bit when we wrap up, but this has been a banger of a day. Has really been a lot of fun. Obviously, shout out to Twitch, giving us some front page time. Always great to have it. Always great to be able to bring StarCraft to a few people that probably haven't watched StarCraft in a while. On the off chance, if anyone is out there in the chat that's watching from the front page, or you found us on the front page today, let us know. I'd love to say hi. I'd love to hear from you guys before we wrap up our last game here. Because I always think it's cool. I mean, sometimes, a lot of Twitch front page viewership realistically is just like passive viewership. It's not going to really mean much. It's whatever. It's a good day for me. I can sell to a sponsor maybe or something, you know, but yeah. I was interested to see if a couple people do hop in and saw it and were like, hey, StarCraft, let's stick around, you know? And maybe nobody does. Well, a couple people already said they did, so earlier on. Well, the next big tournaments for StarCraft. I'd say the next biggest coming up is the Maestros of StarCraft 2. That one takes place throughout September, and it has an offline final. It's not like it just has an offline final. It's like a 10,000 or 15,000 euro prize pool. So an online event, but it has an offline final in Paris. Other than that, I mean, Home Story Cup's confirmed, but like not really anything else major, I would say, just yet. Now, what's up, Pumpus? Thank you for the 16-month resub on the Prime. Been loving the stream, just getting into SC2 myself and loving it. Just got your first 50 wins as Terran. Yo, grats on the 50. Love to hear that. Picking the best race as well. Love it. Hell yeah. And I wish I had, like... Streaming wasn't like a thing or anything right when I first started playing StarCraft, but I wish I had some like we just earlier today watched like a little bit of a VOD from one of like the OG WardiTV tournaments from like way back when, and I'm just like, man, I wonder, like I'd really love to like go back and like watch my first StarCraft games, because I have so many memories of some of my first StarCraft games. I really wish I could just go back and just watch some of those, you know? It's so cool. Well, like, go back and, like, watch my old practice games from the SC2 Improved chat channel and stuff that we had. That'd be crazy. RSL 2 starts in September, yep. I mean, if we're going to talk online tournaments, there's RSL, there's WardiTV Summer Championship, there is, another one I'm forgetting. That's on the tip of my tongue, but I've forgotten the name of it right now. But yeah, there's a few small online events going on as well, so with some obviously, you know, good players still playing, so it's pretty sick. Coming up about halfway done. We have a couple of gates continue to come through, as we just have the Lib and the Marines coming online as well. What do we go for in this one? A one-base shove to try and win it all from Cure. 2 racks, 1 factory, 1 starport. And he is looking to just push, win, and kill. MaxPax sees that the Adept, no natural here still. Uh-oh, Stalker got locked onto, lost the lock on though. Sentry pops the Guardian Shield early. Tank gets force fielded back for a second. Obviously, blink about a finish going to make this a lot easier as QS sets up on the front of this base. This is the natural, remember. This is not a third base, it's just in the third base location because of an early engineering bay block. QS said I'd rather go sooner than later. He dives in, gets the tank, gets the medevac. MaxPax already dives in and he's going to get all of that. The Liberator shows up a moment late and MaxPax just confident about doing this. I mean, these Marines are still putting some damage out. The Liberator will do what it can, but this was not good enough for a one-base push. Pure will get cleaned up, and MaxPax will find the defense to be the back-to-back champion today. Won last week's Monday Cup as well. Crazy. Comes down to a one-baser at the end as well. Double crazy. Double crazy.